Before learning about the main libraries that are linked to the server, we need to understand the linkage environment with the Brity RPA server. Use the Brity Designer to design automation tasks, and the design tasks are executed through the Brity RPA bot. The orchestrator server adjusts the automation task designed according to the schedule set by the user or to the generated events to be executed through the bot, and uses special features such as image text recognition, required for business operations through the OCR server. Also, other business systems, such as Brity Assistant related to automation, can be linked through the orchestrator server. Let's look at what libraries are used in linking with Brity RPA server. If you press the More button in the library area at the bottom of the designer screen, there are the orchestrator, image recognition, and Knox Portal libraries, which can all be used to link with the Brity RPA server. Detailed activities in each library area are provided in the library groups in Brity RPA Designer, and you can find them by using the Library Search feature. Please note that the Knox Portal library is for Samsung affiliates only. Now, let's take a look at the characteristics and usage of the main libraries used to link with the server one by one. First, let's look at the orchestrator library. The orchestrator library is a set of activities used to control the execution of the bot process according to the required conditions on the orchestrator server. In other words, the orchestrator server waits until the conditions set by the user are satisfied, such as receiving emails that meet a specific condition or at the time specified by the user. When the set condition is satisfied, the result is generated as an event. This allows the orchestrator server to run the bot processes that must be executed based on the event that has occurred. The orchestrator library is composed of the activities that perform actions, such as waiting for email reception, waiting for the specified times, waiting for the events to occur, and running the processes. Let's take a look at the main activities one by one. First, the wait email activity is an activity that waits for an email that satisfies the specified conditions. You can specify conditions such as the sender, the email subject, and the date and time of sending by setting the following properties. Wake up is an activity that waits for the specified time. You can specify times that end the waiting and start the task. The Wait for Multiple Events activity is an activity that waits for the results of the event manager or process. You can select whether to wait for all registered events and then register events to wait for. Call Process activity is an activity that calls a specific process. By setting the properties, you can set the bot to run and the process to execute. So, let's use the orchestrator library activity to create a process flow to call and perform a specific process when an email containing a phrase, "Start the work," in the subject is received. From the activities above, we can use Wait Email, right? Set the subject of the email to contain the phrase, "Start the work," and save the result in the Wait Email Result variable. In the Wait for Multiple Events activity, register Wait Email Result, and then wait until the registered event conditions are satisfied. If an email that satisfies the condition arrives, the result is passed to the Wait for Multiple Events activity via Wait Email Result, and the process set in the Call Process activity will be executed. Next, let's look at the Image Recognition Library. The Image Recognition Library is a set of activities that find specific images to control the screen and perform the functions. The Image Recognition Library is composed of the following activities: mouse movement through image recognition, image information extraction, image search, image display waiting, and image capture. Let's look at main activities of each type. Activities related to the mouse movement include image click, image hover, image right-click, and image double-click. Each activity recognizes the specified image and clicks the corresponding image, moves the mouse pointer, right-clicks, and double-clicks. You can set the image pattern matching rate, image recognition area, and mouse click point coordinates as the main attributes for such operations. Next, let's look at the activity of extracting image information. The main activities are Get Image Color and Get Image Bound. These activities extract color values of a point within the specified image or coordinate information of the image area. As the main property items, you can specify the image recognition area or the coordinate offset value in the image. Exist is an activity that finds an image, and Match Images is an activity that checks whether a specific image is specified on the current screen and whether the same image as the specified image file is on the screen. You can set image pattern matching rate, image recognition area, and comparison original image file path as the main attributes. Next, there are activities that wait to display the images, such as Wait Image Appear and Wait Image Disappear. These are the activities that wait for the specified image to appear or disappear on the screen. The main properties are image pattern matching rate and image recognition area. Finally, there are activities for capturing images, such as Capture Bounds, Capture Screen, and Capture Window. You can capture the specified area of the screen on the clipboard, capture the entire screen of the screen to save it as a file, or you can select and save a specific window or object. The main properties are Capture Area, path for saving the capture result file, and settings for Capture Target Window and Object. We will continue to look at the examples of using the Image Recognition Library. For the web page written as standard, it is more accurate to read it through the click activity. However, in some cases, you may not find the target through the click activity. In this case, you can use the image click activity to specify the target area and click it. Let's have a look at the example. Use the Image Recognition Library activity to open a browser. Go to the BBC website and find the image in the News menu and click it. First, use the Open Browser activity to set the BBC website to open. After that, use the Image Click activity to set the News menu area on the BBC website screen as the desired image area. Then, you can check the XY coordinates, area value, and click point XY coordinate values of the target image set in on the property screen of the Image Click activity. Click the Run button to run the process. You can see that the screen is displaying the BBC website in a new browser. The mouse pointer is clicked on the specified News menu image, and the screen is switched to the News page. Now, let's take a look at the OCR Library of Image Recognition. The OCR Library is a set of activities that find the specified image and control windows through OCR processing. The OCR library is composed of activities that perform mouse movements through the image recognition and OCR features, and they extract the text sentences and sentence arrangement. Let's look at the main OCR library activities. First, the main activities that perform the mouse movements are text click, text hover, text right-click, and text double-click. These activities recognize the text in the specified image and click the text, or move the mouse pointer, right-click, and double-click. The attribute items for these operations include the image recognition area for text extraction, the OCR operation magnification, and the target text setting to be found by OCR. The activities that extract the text information include Get Image Text, Get Image Table, Get Text on File, and Get Table on File. They are responsible for extracting text sentences or text sentence arrangement information from a specified image area on the screen or in the file. The main properties include the image recognition area for text extraction, the OCR operation magnification, and the path to the original image file for text extraction. Next, let's look at the OCR library case. This is an example of opening a browser, going to the BBC website, finding the image on bbc.com, and extracting it as text. First, use the Open Browser activity to open the BBC website. Wait 3 seconds through the delay activity until the website screen is completely displayed. After that, use the Get Image Text activity to specify the area with bbc.com text as the target image area to be recognized. On the property screen, you can check the XY coordinates and area values of the image, OCR operation property values, and variables to save the extracted text. And to check the result, set the text recognition result to be displayed in the message box. Now, when the setting is complete, click the Run button to run the process. You can see that the BBC website is displayed on the screen in the new browser, and the text extracted from the specified bbc.com image area is output in the message box. Please note that an activity that recognizes an image and converts it into text works using a separate OCR server, and the OCR server URL must be registered in the designer's configuration. Also, if there is a problem with the configuration or operation of the OCR server, the feature may not work properly. Now, let's use the library linked to the server, which we learned through a simple scenario related to actual business processing. Let's take a look at a scenario that uses the OCR feature of the image recognition library linked to the orchestrator server for the business process. Let's first assume a business scenario. Kim, who conducts import and export operations, receives invoices every day, adds the quantity of each item, and makes purchase requests. Invoices are delivered in PDF or image format, so data must be manually entered to aggregate quantities and items. We can use the OCR to improve these tasks with the Britty RPA. Extract text data from images via OCR, save it in the Excel file, calculate the required aggregation with the Excel function, and create an Excel file. Let's have a look at the improved work process with Britty RPA. First, open the original invoice image file with Open App. Next, from the image, extract the text data with Get Image Text and the table data with Get Image Table. Then, open the Excel template file and enter the data into the Excel file with the right string and right range activities. Finally, use the right cell formula to enter the formula of the sum function and save the file with the Save Excel activity. In order to process the tasks we looked at earlier, we need to prepare initial data and variables. Prepare text extraction variables and tabular text extraction variables from the image, and receive text data as image text and table data as data array. Also, prepare corp name, date info, and invoice info, which are variables for saving the company name, date, and invoice number included in the invoice. Prepare the invoice in JPG file format and save the final data in the Excel file form. In addition, prepare the images and Excel files in the working folder specified in the work dir variable, which is temporarily designated at the temp folder on the C drive. Here, use the pre-registered template for the invoice image file and Excel file form. Now, let's look at the process performed through the actual designer screen. First, create a new process and name it Invoice OCR Process in Britty RPA Designer. Also, we need to declare the variables required for the tasks in advance. Register the variables, such as corp name for saving the company name information, data array for the table data on the invoice images, and image text for the text data on the images. Also, set the initial values in the work.dir, invoice file, and Excel file variables to set the working directory, image, and the Excel file name. First, register the Open App activity in the App Library area to open the invoice image file and specify the mspaint.exe in the command from the properties to run the Paint program. Then, combine the work.dir and invoice file variables and set the program input value arguments as the file path to open the invoice image file in Paint. For stable image recognition, set the screen option maximize to true and save the program ID to be started as an image ID variable. Next, we need to activate the Full View function in the Paint program so that the position and size of the image display on the screen are always constant. To do this, register the Key Input activity in the App Library area. In the Properties screen, press Key Event Recording and then the F11 key to register. Next, let's extract text data from the invoice image displayed on the screen. First, register the Get Image Text activity in the Image Recognition Library area. Set the target area of the activity to the area where the date and invoice number are placed. Set the output item to save the result in the image text variable. Then, register another Get Image Text activity. And finally, set the target area of the activity to the area with the company name and save the result in the corp name variable. Next, register the Get Image Table activity to recognize the table data in the invoice. Then, set the target area of the activity to the area that contains the table data. Then set the output item to save the result in the data array variable. Now, when the data extraction of the invoice image is complete, set the currently open invoice image file to be closed. To do this, register the Close App activity and set the PID of the Paint program saved in the current image ID variable as the input. Let's check the result. Register the Message Box activity to see the results recognized up to this point and output the image text and corp name variable values. Also, through another Message Box activity, output the value of the data array variable separately. The next step is to convert the extracted text data, if needed, for the second time. To do this, register the Execute Script activity in the Flow Control Library area and write and register the JavaScript required for processing. In this example, we need to separate the invoice date and number from image text into date info and invoice info variables. Also, exclude unnecessary new line characters from the corp name values that is currently extracted, and write a script using the split command of JavaScript to run the task of leaving only the necessary text. Let's look at the result. Register the Message Box activity and output the values of the date info, invoice info variables, and the corp name variables. Now, let's start with saving the invoice data processed from the image in the Excel file. First, register the Open Excel activity in the Excel library area to open the Excel template file. In the Properties screen, set the path as the values of WorkDIR and Excel file, and save the PID of the Excel to be executed as the Excel ID variable. Now, let's start with recording the data stored in the Date Info, Invoice Info, Corp Name, and Data Array variables in the corresponding cell of the currently opened Excel file. First, register the Write String activity in the Excel library area and set the Date Info variable into the input string from Properties screen. Then, set the corresponding cell area value in range from the currently opened Excel sheet. To do this, add the Write String activity in the same way and record the data values of Invoice Info and Corp Name variables in the corresponding Excel cells. Use the Write Range activity to write the 2D arrangement data saved in the Data Array variable in the Excel sheet. Set the Data Array variable in the Data Array item on the Properties screen and enter the starting cell number in Start Cell, where the table data is recorded in the Excel sheet. The next step is to process the invoice data transferred to the Excel sheet into the content necessary for the task. Here, we will calculate the amount field total on the invoice and write the contents of the template. First, register the Write Cell Formula activity in the Excel library area and set the sum of the amount column as the formula from the Properties screen. Then set the cell number to record the calculation result of the formula in cell from the Properties. Now, let's check the result of the process. Retrieve the cell value by the Read String activity and display it in the message box. This is the last step. Let's rename the Excel template file that we have been working to a different result file. Save it and close Excel. Register the Save Excel activity in the Excel library area. Combine the WorkDIR variable and the result file name in the Save As from the Properties screen, and set the save path and file name. And lastly, register the Close Excel activity to close and exit the Excel file we have been working on. Now that we've completed the project, let's execute the tasks. If we click the Run button in the browser, the tasks are executed in the following order. Open the invoice image file. Extract text data from the image. Convert the extracted text data. Open the Excel template file. And record the invoice data in the Excel file. Process data aggregation on Excel. And save and close the Excel file. Let's look at the screen. First, the invoice image file is opened in full screen mode. The text and table data values extracted from the invoice image on the screen are displayed. Then, the result of converting the extracted text data is displayed. Data is recorded in the Excel file, and the total amount result calculated in the amount column on Excel is retrieved. Then, the new Excel file has been saved and closed. You can see the newly created Excel file in the working directory.